how
Yeah.
concerned would you be right now if you're Brian Norman going into a fight with Devin Haney? I mean, how close-eyed do you have to be to the drug testing, to just everything that's being?
Oh, everything, everything, and I think that he knows that. Why do you think he's been saying stuff like the Haney's push Vada like they're promoted by Vada? That would concern me itself, type of thing. Like, bro, like they support Vada like they're promoted by them. It's just like I said, it's gonna be odd, but if I'm Brian Norman, I'm making sure that all my vitamins or anything you take is tested before. You got proof of that, and you just make sure that you're keeping an eye on everything because again, there anything can happen, and it's not too out of the realm of possibilities. You did hear that what happened? Devin Haney changed his record at one point. Lost in Mexico. I don't know how true that is, but if that's true, you can't put past anything from the Haneys. Like you really can't. You can't put him past anything. So if I'm him, I'm very careful, and I'm gonna make sure everything is checked out, 100%.
When do you plan on? When do you plan on? What's the plan? Like, are you gonna go for Haney first, or are you gonna try to get the Rolly rematch? I don't know if you already covered that, but
Right. Nah, I really want that Rollies rematch, bro. I can't let that be what it is. Nah, I want to get that back. He has the title, so right now he got elevated. So why not go for the world championship and get my look back. And be at my best. I just want to fight him when I'm at my best. That's it. That's all I care about. That's it. I want somebody to beat me when I'm at my absolute best. And if you do, great. All hats to you. And I couldn't beat that person, but I want to be at my best. And I think I want that rematch. There was a rematch clause, so let's get it.
Turkey, Turkey's cool to work with, or what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shish.
No, I was just gonna ask how his hand is. How's your hand doing, Ray?
Oh, it's recovering, much faster than my first surgery, which is surprising because I got more stuff done on this one. So my hands been doing a little bit better. I think I'm gonna start hitting the mitts in bag work, just a little tiny bit, nothing heavy. Just starting off, touching the bag, touching the mitts. I'm already, hitting the gym. As you guys see, I'm always posting and whatnot. People like, you're a boxer, you can't be in the weight gym. I'm like, bro, you could do light weights, bro. You guys don't know what you guys are talking about.
hey,
It's just kind of funny on that. But I've been training almost every day, and just trying to get my body prepared, so when I start boxing training, which is a lot more intense, that I'm kind of ready to go. So yeah, my hands doing pretty well. Gonna start hitting a little bit. I don't know when, maybe like next week or something like that, but yeah, we're gonna start getting it going.
When are you projected
so
to be back in the ring?
when you went in that fight with Rolly, um, your hand, I know it was injured. How long before the fight was your hand injured? Because I noticed you was holding back, and I'm not sure what hand it was. You can share that with me as well.
Honestly, my right hand was having problems the whole time. Me and Derek had to make a lot of adjustments because of my hand. And then sadly, like really sadly, a week and a half before the fight, my last sparring, I cracked this dude with a left hook, wobbled him, but I checked my hand because I knew something happened. I checked my left hand after. My whole knuckle was swelled up, and it never really came back down, and it just was like anything that touched it kind of flared it up. So it was like kind of like, damn, bro, like this is just my luck. But it was just something that you got to go through as a fighter, bro. Like there's nothing you can really do at a certain point because it's like I'm not trying to pull out of a fight a week and a half, type of thing. Never would do that. But I still believed in myself. I still believed like what, maybe I could find a victory here, in this circumstance. But it was kind of hard because not only does Rollies hit hard, he didn't really give me chances to hit him. He really fought
He's awkward.
unlike he ever fought before. Yeah, he's awkward, but he also didn't want to throw no punch. He didn't jump in at me. He didn't give me, he didn't fight like he fought, other people and jump in. He didn't do none of that because he knew,
You knew
you
that
know,
was
I
hooked.
guess that there's a threat there too. So it was just a weird fight, and the circumstances I was in, it was just hard for me to get the job done. But that's just life. That's sports. You know, some people go into a basketball game, hurt themselves, and there's nothing you could do. You're playing a little hurt and don't perform as good. But I'm not gonna let that put me down and let everybody say I'm not good or, I don't know what I'm doing because I lost to Rose. Like y'all can make fun of Rose all you want, but Rose is not the worst fighter. He's very awkward.
He's not.
Does he make mistakes? Yes, but this time he didn't want to make a mistake, and he fought relatively safe.
He knocked.
And
He
that's
knocks.
just what
He
it is.
knocks most of his sparring partners out cold. I heard so, and I heard that.
Yeah.
You know who? I don't know. You may not know this guy, but it's Floyd Mayweather's first cousin named Jerome Debo. Uh,
Mm-mm.
Debo told me a lot about things that go on there about years ago. So I heard Rolly knocks out all his opponents, and Tank, like I said, Tank even said he cracked pretty hard. I'm a land that got a hand up. Go ahead.
No,
Oh,
for sure. You want to go, Mr.
no,
Miko?
finish, finish,
Miko?
finish.
No, I was gonna just respond to that. Rollies does hit hard. He has heavy hands. Um, it's just like if you watch the Tank fight, right? For example, if Tank doesn't catch him with that shot and Rollies doesn't jump in, what kind of fight are we
Rolly
looking
was
at?
winning
Pretty
those rounds
boring.
too. Like the first 5 rounds, he was winning like 3 out of 5.
That's what I'm saying. Like, say Rolly's made that mistake with another guy, then he fights Tank, and doesn't really play and plays it very safe, very safe. What happens to that fight? You think Tank starts putting the gas on him? I doubt it. He was obviously super super cautious about the power. So it's just one of those things where it's just a weird matchup, and I know what I have to do, and I feel like when I'm healthy and I'm 100%, I know what to do, and I could get it done. So that's why I want my rematch because I know I could get that job done, in spectacular fashion. So that's what I want to do. But Mr. Meko, you could go.
So now that we spoke about your hands, we're glad that you're
Yeah.
doing way better with your hands and gonna start training soon. When are you projected to be back in the ring, or when you feel like it?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I'm projected to be back in the ring. Before the year closes or right after in the new year. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. That's kind of where I want to be at. It gives me a lot of time. I've been training, but I want to be, boxing training for, a couple months, before I get into camp, type of thing. So, yeah, I'm trying to get in there, December, January, one of those.
I think that's enough time for your hand to get a little better too, because people don't understand
Yeah, yeah.
when your hand, and that's a lot of respect when your hand get hurt, especially one of your power hands. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to bat that shit, especially to the fight.
Yep. We could let blunts and, see, blunts and what? Blunts and boxing.
Boxing.
You could go.
Hey, Ryan. Um, I'm here. So, if you don't mind answering, I know you got a lot going on with you and Oscar, with Golden Boy. Have you have any interest in seeking another promotional company like PBC, Matchroom? What's the future for Ryan Garcia?
I mean, that that's just maybe for something to talk about when I'm out of this contract. I kind of want to just keep it, you know, PC right now and just keep it moving. But yeah, man, one more fight, and everybody knows that one more fight, and we'll see what happens after that.
Can you exclusively work with Turkey or not? After
I
maybe
would love to work
possibly.
with Turkey. I love to work with everybody, to be honest. But Turkey's doing big things in the sport, and he's throwing these great events. But again, I also want to get back to the heyday of boxing. Fights in Vegas. Regular times, because it just to me it brings the feel of the sport, the excitement, the energy that you can't really get anywhere else. For example, even the energy in down or wherever it was, Times Square, bro. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. It lacked the energy, it lacked the funness of it. I don't want to fight in front of my boxing peers. I want to fight in front of the fans. That's what I wanted to do. You know, I thought we were gonna have the whole streets filled, where everybody just there ready to turn up, but it wasn't like that. So yeah, for me, that's the only thing I really want to just classic boxing. You know, boxing in
So,
Vegas, bro.
so Ryan, if you don't mind me asking, is there any name that currently like you think would you like to be your last fight with Golden Boy? Do you have anybody in your sights right now, like Teofimo? I think that as us as fans of boxing, you versus Teofimo Lopez, I think would completely shake the fabric of boxing. Um, I mean that fight right there. I mean, in my
Right.
opinion, you both are looking for a fight. If I'm right, I mean, damn,
Sure.
you and Teofimo. I mean, goodness gracious.
For sure, for sure. No, that's definitely a fight I wouldn't mind either. Um, as far as me, like I feel like I have unfinished business at Rollies, and I want to get my shit back. But you know, if for some reason that doesn't fall out, bring on his ass too, Teofimo. You know, Teofimo had a pretty good performance. I thought he was gonna fight Devin Haney. I don't know what happened there, um, but yeah, I would love to fight him as well.
T.O. be talking himself out of fights though. Like I don't think it's
Yeah, I don't.
intentional, but like whoever his PR guy is, I don't know if it's his dad, but he be saying some stuff that like he be fucking up
They definitely have.
opportunities.
They definitely have conversations amongst themselves and be like, yeah, let's say that. but but yeah, bro. I mean, that would have been a cool fight to Fimo and Devin Haney, and stylistically, I don't know. I think that's a hard matchup for Teofimo. I don't. I just think that Teofimo has hard times with guys that move a lot. I mean, you've seen it with the other guy. What was his name? Sandor Martin. Yeah, he had a hard time with him. He just has a hard time with guys that don't engage. So maybe that's why he didn't take it. Maybe he just didn't like that style matchup. That's all I could say.
That and probably the Haneys are tough to negotiate with.
Yeah, which is weird because after that performance, right? They shouldn't really have that, but they are, I guess. Um, yeah. So I mean, to answer that question, yes, I would fight that female though.